Hello and welcome to episode 27 of the Geek Heart Games podcast. It is Labor Day, so have a happy, safe holiday, whatever you're doing. If you're listening to this on Monday, if you're listening to it later, then I hope you had a good time. I don't know. I'm Sam.
And if you're not in the U.S., why are you working?
Oh, I was going to check this. I was going to be like, I wonder, because I think Alejandro said it was a long weekend, so I was like, do they have Labor Day as well in Canada? I don't know. I meant to do my homework, and then I did not. So if you guys are in other countries and you had to work on Monday, sorry, that's too bad.
Yeah, that sucks.
We felt real bad for you when we were staying home playing video games. So,
yeah.
All right, let's get this back on track. I am Sam Suvak alongside Cody Tetrick. Cody, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Sam. Glad to be here. We're got a lot to talk about today. I'm excited. A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, we got our semi-matching shirts on, so once again, I'm feeling good about it.
Man, I can hike up.
Hike show me some. I can't talk. I'm so excited. Show me those shoulders.
Sun's out, guns out. Summer's over, but we're still doing. Okay,
that was great.
I know people flexed, so go watch
Yeah, we flexed because we got such big muscles. Like they didn't even fit all the way on the screen because like they're so big they can't fit in the frame.
No. Okay.
Man, I don't even know what we're doing today. It's too hot in my bedroom. I can't think properly. So, just a little fun fact about the Geek Heart family. We recently played a game of D&D for the first time. We got a little group together. We had a lot of people. It was their first time. So we got a group together from people in our Discord. Mike was our fearless DM, and he did a great job getting us started on here. We had a lot of fun. Cody, do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, so as we've kind of talked about, like I've been really getting into D&D, and like I was like, I really want to play a game. So we kind of put the feelers out there. We're like, hey, who wants to play D&D? We had I think we had about 6 people. And like going into it, I was very nervous because I've never played D&D. So I was like, I'm gonna fuck up because like all I know is the stuff I hear on podcasts of D&D that I've listened to.
I feel like we're pretty well trained from listening to these D&D podcasts, though.
I mean, yeah, like I was kind of like, okay, I kind of got the hang of this. Like, there's some small stuff I just needed some answers on, but so yeah, so I am a half-orc berserker named Ursurok. Sam, what is your character?
I am also a half-orc sorcerer. I'm a wild magic oh my god, I can't talk tonight. A sorcerer. And my name is Urstrella, but I go by Trell, and we just happen to be brother and sister half-orcs. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. In good fashion, Megs died in the first fight, and I feel like we all had a bet going for that. So,
I mean, technically, she didn't die. She just fell unconscious for a while.
She fell unconscious.
So. We had a tough time that first battle.
Yeah, it was a little rough. Someone's character just wants to persuade everybody to be nice.
Trell's a pacifist, so. But your character actually got all the kills. Like, you killed everybody.
Pretty much.
And then one of them ran off.
Yeah, so...
I used my powers of persuasion to get this one to run off, so...
Yeah.
Real good.
So there was... In total, throughout the entire session, there was 6 goblins, and I killed 4 of the 6. So I was leaving that D&D session pretty fucking happy. Like, guys, this is for me. I just kill stuff. So we're doing kind of, I think, like a basic campaign that Mike has put together, and we're about to enter into a cave next time we play. And some of us are looking a little rough for wear, but the rest of us aren't so much, so hopefully we can survive. I had a ton of fun. Like, I don't know, like, maybe it's part of, like, when we do 2 Guardians, we're role-playing 2 Destiny characters, so role-playing as a half-orc berserker and just the dumb stuff I got to do was really funny. Like, we came upon a pit trap, and Sam was like, why don't you throw the halfling druid in our party? That's Alejandro's character. and I turned and grabbed Sam's character and chunked her across this pit. She safely landed on the other side because I have all the strength in the world.
It's a good throw. Both both
Um,
literally with your dice and figuratively in the game. So
yeah. Um, yeah, I had a blast. Like I really and like I'm like, well, now I want to go like find other people to play D&D with because like I just want to have all the D&D games going on. I want to play all of them. And what did you think about it, Sam? Did you have fun?
Oh yeah, I had a good time. I had a good time. I'm
Uh,
excited to play some more. Like it took us a while to really get into it. Part of that was because we had some problems with Roll20, the site that we were using.
oh yeah,
It took us a really long time to try to because it has video and audio that you can use
yeah. We
on the
should.
site.
Um,
Didn't work out. We ended up having to switch the audio to Discord because like there were at least
yeah,
three of us who'd had problems trying to get it to work and we just couldn't get it to work. So we had a kind of late start, but now everybody's like getting the feel of it and getting the feel of their characters. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun once we get back into it. So
yeah. We should give a shout out to it's roll20.net. It's like
yep.
a digital Dungeons and Dragons board you can use. Um, and so like if you're looking to start a D&D group and like you have three friends but you're all living in different locations, like this is like a perfect tool for
Mhm.
you to use. Like and Mike seemed to like Mike was having some issues with it at times, but he was doing really good with it,
Yeah.
I felt, and like it seems pretty easy to figure out after a while. So definitely give it a shot. It was a really cool tool, and I
Yeah.
finally figured out here's the issue. So when we started, the cameras were huge and they took up like half my screen.
They did. They were big.
Luckily, through a little bit of editing after we finished, I figured out how to make them very tiny. So
Oh, somebody told us how
oh,
while we were playing, and I got mine.
I just didn't see it in
Oh, okay.
Discord because we had Discord up. So I think next time I'll be a lot better about seeing the map.
Yeah, yeah. So, and
Uh,
also we use dndbeyond.com to
to make
set
our
up our
characters.
character sheets because it's real helpful if you're not familiar. Just kind of teaches you step by step all the stuff you have to fill out. Mike and his wife Treva took us through a little training session to do that. Some of us still screwed stuff up on it. Me and Megs. I thought some stuff was optional to fill in. It was not. He's like, go back and fill that in. I
Yeah,
was like, okay. So, but yeah, so it's really good, and we had a good time. We're looking forward to playing some more. So,
and D&D Beyond is also a really good tool because I don't know, I just got bored the other day and I started reading up on all the
mhm.
classes and races and stuff, and it was really cool. There's a lot of
Yeah,
interesting stuff on there. Um, and if you have a Twitch account, you can link those. And I think you get a lot of access that you normally don't get if you don't have a Twitch account.
yeah,
So
that's
that's pretty
nice.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah, there we
all
go.
right.
All right, let's get into some video game talk. Cody, I know you have something you want to talk about desperately, but before we
Yes.
get into that, let me tell you about my big excitement, okay?
Okay.
Now, I believe I texted you earlier this week and said, hey, Cody, I'm playing Ryse, Son of Rome, and I think you would really like this game. And then either you never texted me back or my phone is screwed up and I just never got the text, because that happens frequently. So, do you remember that? Did you get my text?
I did
Did you text me back?
think I woke up, read it, and went back to sleep because I was napping.
Fair enough.
So that's
Fair
my
enough.
bad.
See, it's just like I can never tell. I'm like, I don't know. Is it my
Yeah.
phone? People don't respond. If I don't reply to you, just know that I love you, but this phone is. It just had an update. I told you yesterday it had an update and it changed the text message thing. And I thought it was going to make stuff better because I used to not be able to get like group party texts that have photos. Like it wouldn't
Mhm.
load. I'd have to like turn off my Wi-Fi and then like go click on things individually and try to load them, and they would load in weird orders. It was weird. So like I hated being part of a group text message. But then last night my stepmom texted me and my sister these two pictures and they came up just fine. And I was like, oh my God, it's
Oh,
fixed.
okay.
But then today, this guy from work apparently texted me a picture and a message, and I got the message and not the picture, so it's not fixed. This phone. This is a Motorola G5 Plus. I mean, I don't really recommend it. It's just FYI, so it's got issues. But hey, what are you gonna do? Okay, let me get back on track. I'm sorry, I'm so easily distracted. But Ryse, Son of Rome, Now, this is spelled Ryse for reasons unknown, but it's a game that's on Game Pass right now for Xbox. And it was Microsoft Studios, so I guess it was maybe one of their exclusive games. I don't know. But it is so much fun, Cody. So you are playing as a Roman soldier, and so you've got your shield and your sword, and it's that type of fighting, like I like from Hellblade and stuff, and like from For Honor. So, you know, so you've got your like your light attack, your heavy attack, your dodge, and your like block parry. That you have to get your timing just right. Um, so the really cool thing about this, so you're fighting, and once the enemy gets low, he gets a little skull over his head, and you can push a button to trigger an execution. And so when you go into the execution, it goes down into slow motion, and there are these quick time prompts, and I'm doing quick time in air quotes because these are like the longest quick time prompts in the history of the world. You have so much time to push these buttons. It's like no problem at all. And you're either pushing yellow or blue. I guess, I don't know what letters they are, but they're yellow or blue on your Xbox controller. Doesn't matter.
Yellow is Y.
Yellow is Y, blue is X then.
Yes,
Yeah.
blue is X.
Yeah. And so your enemy will just flat, like, get highlighted which color you need to push. And so, like, you push it, and, like, your guy does, like, whoa. And then you push the next one, he's like, whoa. And then, like, push again, he's like, whoa. And, like, kills him gruesomely. And there are a bunch of different executions he can do, like, depending on, I guess, the setup or where you are. And then you get XP points. And when you get more XP points, you can go spend them, and you can buy different types of executions. So, real cool, right? And then if you play your cards right and you're fighting multiple enemies, which a lot of this, like, you really have to get your attention because you're fighting one guy, but then this other guy's coming up to you, so you have to like parry at just the right time and then switch over and hit him and do stuff. But if you get two of them where they're down real low and they both get their skeletons to pop and they're close to, I mean, their skulls above their head, and they're close to each other, and you trigger your execution, you're gonna trigger a double execution. And so the one guy's gonna be highlighted, and you'll go chaw and get him, and then like the other guy's highlighted, and you go chaw and you get him, and then you switch back and forth, and you're just like slicing these guys up, and it is so fantastic. So that's really fun. Okay, now you're this Roman soldier, and so sometimes you're off on your own and you're just fighting enemies and you're doing stuff, but sometimes you are with your battalion or whatever, your group of soldiers is called. And so you've got different things. So say you're fighting, and then you'll get a prompt where you can command your soldiers to fire a volley of arrows. And sometimes like you'll fire them to help cover you, or sometimes they're going at an enemy somewhere else. Sometimes there are these like pretty big like crossbows. I think they're called Scorpios, where they like shoot really heavy arrows. And these are fantastic because like you push LT, the left trigger, to aim in, and then you just push the RT to shoot. And the lock-on aiming in this game is fantastic, okay? You just like slightly in their area and it automatically pulls you over to them. So aiming, if you don't fight it, is just perfect. Let me say also, I'm playing on easy, so that's fine. It's great. So you've got that. And then sometimes you'll get your whole squad right there with you. And you know the thing the Romans did where they would walk and then they'd like all put their shields up and form like a protective thing? If arrows are coming at them, so you're having to advance with your team, and so you're walking, and then like you can see when the arrows start to come, so you have to push the button and you all put your shields up and you protect yourselves, and then you walk some more, and then when you get close enough, you can do your trigger and get everyone locked on, and then you throw your javelin spears and you take out the enemy. And it's just so awesome, and it's really well done the way you go from like fighting singularly to having your unit with you, and that was a lot of fun. So the story about this game, you're this soldier, and you start out the game like there's this big battle going on. Emperor Nero is like freaking out because there's barbarians storming Rome. He goes to like his special hidden room or whatever, and you go up with him, and he's like, oh god, I'm safe, save me from the barbarians. And then your guy's like, okay, but here's the thing, let me tell you a story about how we got here. And so then it's like a flashback to everything that led up to this. And so your soldier guy, he seems middle-aged, like 30s or so, but I guess he like just got his soldier, I not license, but I don't know. He just got his
Soldier
approved.
license.
I don't know. He just got
He
something.
probably passed the school of soldiering.
Yes, yeah, he passed with flying colors. So he came home. He was so excited to tell his dad because his dad was like a war hero. So they're like, "Yeah, I'm so proud of my son." Barbarians attack, kill his family.
As they do.
Yeah,
Perfect timing, right?
yeah. So throughout this whole thing, you're fighting the barbarians, and like you go to different places. Like you have to go to this like swampy, creepy ass place where the people there wear these huge like animal masks that look really scary. And like they like to lock people in this wicker man, which was this giant wooden man structure where they locked the soldiers in that and then set it on fire and they were just going to burn them up. Which, to me, if you're going to put that much effort into building this giant man statue, why set it on fire? Yes, Cody.
Wicker Man, really good movie with Nicolas Cage in it.
I feel like I've
It's
seen
a
that
torture
movie, but
device.
I don't recall.
It's a torture device. It's like really. I'm trying to remember. There was a story about people, a group of soldiers who got killed in Wicker Man.
Mm,
Yeah, it's like a really fucked up torture device that they used back then.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
burning people alive, it's horrible.
I want to say they started doing after the Trojan horse thing happened
Oh, that's a good
because
idea.
they were like, don't trust anybody who's inside a wood thing.
You
So
never
yeah,
know what's in that wood. That's what she said.
exactly. Oh
Sorry.
god, damn it, Sam! Come on. All right.
Um, but yeah, so it does some really neat things. Just the way the I almost called it a movie because the way the game is shot is very cinematic and like you'll be fighting and then like you'll turn and like the camera will pan around to like move to the next thing and it's just like it feels like, kind of like you're watching an epic movie and it was really cool. Like I was hooked in. I was like, man, I want to play this a lot. Um I don't want to like get to spoilers, but like there was this prophecy at the end, and I was like, oh, I wonder how that's gonna work out. And then when you see how it works out, I was like, oh my god, that was really cool. So that was fun. Cody, this has a multiplayer, which again I'm using air quotes for this multiplayer because like
Mhm.
I thought you were gonna go into it and you were gonna be fighting other players. But actually, you get a buddy and you guys go into a gladiatorial arena together and you're fighting off enemies together, which in the
Oh.
game campaign there's a part where you get to go be a gladiator and you do this and it's really neat because it is one of those things where like yes you're just fighting people, but then like they used to have like really elaborate kind of like theatrical productions and like
Mhm.
sceneries and props that would come up, and so like if you're fighting on the river, it would have all this stuff there, and then like these platforms would come up and you'd move to the next scene. So it was really cool. But yeah, so this co-op multiplayer was actually pretty cool. I only played one match of it. But the neat thing about this one, Cody, so you're playing together, and then I guess if you both are at an enemy with the skull over his head and you both trigger the execution at just the right time, you do like a double team up execution. And like you guys, you don't have to do the quick prompts for this one because I guess it wouldn't work out. It just does it cinematically, but it like shows you guys taking turns and like taking this enemy out. And it was really cool. So I had a blast with this game. I think it's only like 6 or 7 hours to play through the campaign. Um, and I think you would like it a lot. And I think we should play that multiplayer co-op together. I think it'd be a
It,
lot of fun. So,
it sounds really cool.
yeah.
I remember watching the E3 where this game was announced
Hmm.
because it was a Xbox One exclusive and it was one of the first games they were gonna get.
Okay.
I remember being like, "This looks terrible," because the gameplay at the time, all they showed was QuickTime events. Like it was
Oh.
just this soldier running and they constantly doing QuickTime events. And it's like, is that the entire game? But no, I know there's more.
No, yeah.
Sounds really interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Oh, I'm
love
sorry. Okay, go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead.
okay, I love Greek and Roman stuff like
Mhm.
a lot. So yeah, and that co-op does sound really cool. So I
Yeah.
definitely want to give that a shot. So I'll have to get on Xbox and download that.
it's great. I forgot one really important thing about how this works. So I said you do your executions right, but if you're just button smashing and not paying attention, you'll accidentally kill the guy before you can trigger the execution, and that's no bueno because you can use the D-pad to select different perks that you want to get when you execute someone. So you can select to get extra health, extra
Oh,
XP, which I try to do XP a lot. Focus, because you also have a focus ability where you can slam your shield down and it puts everybody in slow motion. So you get like bonus time to attack. And then the fourth one was like extra damage, which I guess theoretically you should do if you were like fighting a boss or something, but I never once did that damage. I was usually going back and forth between health and XP. So but it's really cool because like you just get to pick like what you want to focus on at that point with your executions, and you just switch it on the fly. So I don't know, it's great. So I think they had a real good exclusive there that maybe didn't get the attention it deserved, or at least this new
yeah, those
PlayStation person didn't know much about it. So
those early Xbox One titles didn't get a lot of love because not a lot of people love the Xbox. So
yeah, but it's
that's good. I'm
good.
glad you
If you
enjoyed it.
got Game Pass, you guys should check it out. So
All right.
all right, Cody. Some stuff has happened this week, and
Some stuff has
you
happened.
have some certain excitement about it that you wanna
Yes.
talk about.
Let me first start by apologizing. The next few weeks are going to be very filled with Destiny 2 talk, and I am not sorry about it at all. Uh, so this week in Destiny 2, we got the 2.0 update, which has changed the game drastically. So we've
Yes.
got the introduction of primary, secondary, and heavy ammo, where now certain guns use a certain type of ammo. So like you can, and they moved around a lot of weapons. So now you can equip a shotgun as like a secondary, um, instead of having like two scout rifles. Now you can have like a scout rifle and a shotgun. Before, shotguns were always in your last slot, and so you would have to get certain ammo for it. And this is a very big change because like it completely changes how you play the game, like a lot. Like now you don't have to be like, well, I got nothing close range, so I guess I would put a hand cannon on because that's my close range gun. Now you can have a shotgun as your first weapon, and you're good. Uh, they've added a lot of changes to how the map works and how like the milestones are working. So challenges like before were always on this left side of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're actually in the activity you're doing. So like I say you want to do a Crucible match. You click on Crucible, there's like, hey, complete a Crucible match for the day. And like it's just like small things that are like really helpful. But I think the changes to the way guns are working right now are a big help. Like going into Crucible feels a million times better. Like I can run a sniper as my secondary, and normally snipers were always in the last slot. So if you want to use it, you'd have to get the heavy ammo. Well, heavy ammo only spawns one time on the map, like every 3 minutes. So you're fighting with your teammates and your enemies. Now you can snipe whenever. Like I uploaded a clip to my Twitter that was like me sniping two dudes and like getting to shoulder charge another person. Because Titans get their one shot shoulder charges back, and it's the most beautiful thing ever. Just flying into somebody, whacking them upside the head with a hammer, and they instantly die. Um, it's it's a lot of fun. And like I am getting really excited for Forsaken next week. Uh, I actually got a piece of Forsaken armor
Mm-hmm.
because they were allowing some Forsaken gear to drop through the flashpoint this week was on Mars. So if you did all the stuff for Anna Bray, you got a Engram, and most people were getting Forsaken gear. I'm not looking forward to the first set of Titan gear because it looks like a weird set of umpire gear from baseball. Like you just look like you have pads all over your body, and like I saw someone who had the pants, and I saw someone who had the helmet, and I was just like, oh god, this looks so bad. But hopefully you get some better gear eventually. Um,
Did you see that picture I tweeted that was the new Titan armor and it was just like these
Oh yeah,
gigantic shoulder pads like bigger than the person?
so I am a Titan main. Like I've loved my Titan since Destiny 1. But yeah, like we have some ridiculously huge shoulders for no fucking reason. Like I don't need that much plating around my shoulders. I don't think Ryse are like really shooting me.
Do you know what I bet
Um,
it is? I bet the very first Titan had a real bad accident where he got one of his arms lopped off. And he's like, fuck that. I'm getting these shoulders
Never again.
protected. Never
And
again.
he became an
Yes.
armorsmith, and so like this week, Bungie has just been releasing tons of new info about Forsaken, the future of Destiny 2, and like I understand people like to give Destiny shit, but like I am so excited to have what and like what they said in a video was I'm excited to have a hobby where every day I can log on to Destiny and have something to do. And like they're introducing titles to the game, and like the only other game I can think of that had this was like World of Warcraft, where like you go do challenges and like you get a title for it. Like in World of Warcraft there was a title for catching like it was getting all these achievements related to fishing, and they gave you the salty title. So you were like salty and then your character's name. Well, like I hope there's something stupid like that in this game where it's like win 100 Crucible matches, you get the title salty. Um,
No, that would be if you
like
lose 100 Crucible matches, then you'd be
lose
salty
100.
about
Yeah.
it.
They're adding lore into the game, and like you guys know, I love some Destiny lore. Like it's so cool. Uh, yeah, I'm like the weapon changes were really cool, but like I'm looking forward to getting my hands on a bow. Like I think bow
Yeah.
shotgun is gonna be my thing. Uh, Last night I was running strikes just for fun. I haven't ran strikes for fun in so fucking long. I can't even tell you the last time I was. What I really want to do today, run some strikes. Um, Hard pause. My brother has called me 3 times. I'm worried it's an accident, so I'm going to
Okay.
answer it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I can't tell if he's butt dialing me. He left me a voicemail, so I'll find out if he's butt dialing me.
Okay.
He's butt dialing me. Okay. Got really worried. I was like, okay, that's 3 in a row. I probably should answer this one. Okay. I was talking about Crucible.
You were doing
Or not
strikes for fun for the first
Strikes.
time in
Strikes for fun.
ages.
Oh. So I've been doing strikes for fun for the first time in forever. Because like each time I would load into a strike, I was like, well, I want to try a different setup. So like one round I'd go in and I'd have a shotgun as my secondary, and like I had the Huckleberry, the submachine gun that's awesome. And like I was destroying everything and having a blast. And like I feel like they've fixed ammo where like now your strongest weapon you're not constantly running out of ammo for. Like it feels refreshing to like not have to be like, well, I can't use this gun too much
Mhm.
because I have to swap. But now it's just like, nope, like if you like a certain gun, just use it, and ammo's dropping like crazy. And like it's the little things that are making the game feel fun and vibrant again, even though they're not making like drastic changes till like next week. Like we're not getting new content until next week. Um, we talked last week, I think, about how they were introducing the Barons.
Mhm.
I've not seen one yet. Like, and then that's another thing. During strikes, they've started adding like I think this will tie in later on when we get the update to bounties. There are these wanted enemies that show up in the middle of your strike, like almost like they're invading. Like if there's something that's not supposed to be there.
Huh.
Um, like I was doing one and there were Vex everywhere, but then magically there was a taken wizard there, and like it was like wanted, and, like she had a name, and like I wonder if that's going to tie into a bounty where it's like, hey, go in and kill some wanted enemies. We need them gone.
That's cool.
And like I was like, that's interesting. Like, it's cool to have something surprising happening in a strike. Like, because normally you just run through being mindless. But yeah, like I'm loving Destiny 2 so much, and like like I said, I'm not sorry, but I am sorry that like you guys are just gonna hear me constantly raving about it for the next couple weeks. Because Forsaken is going to be just mind blowing. Like I'm so ready for it to get here. Sam, you were making a lot of faces during that entire time.
Yeah, I was. I'm glad that you are loving it and having such a great time with it. I have not had a similar experience with it.
Really?
Yeah. Um, so I mean, I guess I was kind of ready for a little Destiny break too. Like before Forsaken, I was like, all right, this will be fine. I did right before the update that Monday night. I got on and went to the tower and then like started the initial campaign. It was with one of my other characters that hadn't done it for Solstice of Heroes, just because I loved Solstice of Heroes so much, and I wanted to like
Yeah.
just save some video footage of the tower with the confetti and just have some of that for keepsakes, because I'm like, we're not going to get this again, you know? So I wanted to save it. And while I did that, I was like, man, I had such a good time with Solstice of Heroes. Like, if it wasn't ending, like maybe I'd start it again on a different character, you know? It's like I loved it so much. So like that was my mindset. And then this update happened, and I was like, huh, this is okay. I thought the new map, like the first thing you see, like, yeah, this map looks cool. Um, I I don't know. I liked having all of my milestones over there on the left together, and now I'm having to get used to them being different places. I'm like that, but that's fine. It's fine. I did some updates, and it used to be you would hit your milestone and be like, "Hey, congrats, you did that. Go to the tower and claim your reward." And now you don't do that. Your reward pops with whatever you would normally be getting at the end of stuff, which is good because it saves you from having to take the trip to the tower. But then also it's like not entirely satisfying. It's like, wait, but where's my special reward? Like, okay, stuff popped, but like, what was my special one? I don't know. So I just kind of feel like I wasn't getting as much special. Um, I went and played some Crucible, Cody. It's one of the first things I did, because like, I love Crucible. I have a blast
Mm.
in it. Immediately I was like, whoa, this is really different for me from what I'm used to. Um, and I don't care for it. Don't care for it at all. Part of it is the new having access to the heavier power weapons from the get go. Part of it, I was like, this is just like I'm just getting slaughtered. Like I can't do anything. Like I'm playing so horribly. And I looked up and I was like, what did they do to Crucible? Because I feel like they did something to Crucible. And so apparently they've changed some stuff where like your critical hit shots now do more damage. And so there's like a faster time to kill. Um,
Oh yes. Yes. Okay.
so the body shots are the same. And then I was reading this article and it was like, yeah, so these changes that they're making, like in the old Destiny 2, like whoever got off the first shot would have a sort of an advantage in a firefight, and also if you were close to other teammates you would have an advantage in the firefight, and those are gone now. um and the article said it was like they put that stuff in as kind of like a hand holding um way to let people play Destiny 2, and now it's gone. And I'm like, well shit, I feel bad because now I'm not I was never good at Crucible, but I'd say I was decent at Crucible, and like I could have a good time with it and feel like I was productive even though, I die a lot. That's fine. But now I'm just like complete shit. And I'm like, I feel bad because like I needed that hand holding way. Like I'm not good enough to play Destiny the way it was meant to
Okay.
be played. Like I
Time out.
needed the easy version. Um
Um, I don't think there's a hand holding. I think there is an issue with Crucible currently, and it is the fact that most of the maps were designed with 4v4 in
mhm.
mind, and you'll know they
Yeah.
made it 6v6
Yeah.
like midway through last season. Um, and so you're getting into gunfights more often because you don't got to run from point A to point B to get to see somebody.
Mhm.
You start at point A and halfway to point B, there's someone right there to
Yeah.
fight. So there are a few maps that are made for 6v6, like they feel comfortable with 6 people on them or 12 people. But then there are maps where 12 people is way too much. Like it is crowded. You're
Mhm.
constantly dying over and over, and I do think so. The Destiny 2 PvP meta has now kind of shifted back to kind of some Destiny 1 stuff, and shotguns are really strong sometimes. And it's kind of bullshit. But I guess the trade-off is like in PvP, you don't start with so much secondary ammo, and you kind of have
Mhm.
to rely on getting a kill, picking up the ammo, or your teammate dying next to you when you pick up their ammo. Um, I haven't been running shotguns very much in Crucible. I like the sniping. Like I
Mhm.
like getting a headshot, and like this dude thinks he's like gonna outgun me, and I hit him in the head and I win the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, you're that guy. I'm the guy
I'm
that you
not.
killed.
um, but yeah, the time to kill, I've definitely noticed it. Cause like I was like, man, I'm just gonna run in here and shoulder charge people, cause like shoulder charge is now a one-shot kill, and I've noticed like if I do that and like there's two people there and they're smart enough to shoot me, I'm dead. Like
Yeah.
there's no surviving it. I don't think there was like you're good at PvP, Sam.
Not
Um,
anymore,
I
Cody.
just I just feel like I do think when we get the new maps, because the new maps will be designed for 66,
Okay.
um, and they'll
Are they
probably be
coming with
heavier.
Forsaken?
Yeah, and they'll be free for everybody.
Okay.
So and we get like a bonus one because we're PS Plus people.
Cool.
Um,
But
we should
anyway.
talk about that for a second.
Hmm.
So PlayStation gets exclusives for Destiny. That like it takes a year for anybody else to get them. And while like part of me is like, that's cool. Like I picked the right platform. I do think that sucks for the Xbox and PC people. Because like we're getting the Void exotic trace rifle, which would complete the trace rifle like trifecta. Like we got the Cold Heart and we had Prometheus lens, and that was Arc and Solar. This is the Void one. And we get it exclusively for a year. And I kind of think that sucks. And like, I also think giving us like we get an extra strike that no one else gets. I think that also sucks because like that is content you are robbing from people that they don't get. Like people, like I know so many people are so excited for next week because they finally get a shot at the Borealis, the
Hmm.
sniper rifle, because that's been exclusive to PS4 all this time. Um, and like, I get it. Sony's voting with their wallet and being like, "Hey, give us the good stuff," so our
Yeah.
people are happy.
Yeah.
But like, I wish Bungie would like maybe this deal like goes away eventually, and if D3 is a thing, hopefully in D3 we're we're not having exclusive stuff anywhere. That'd be nice for everybody. Um, but until then, I'm gonna bask in the glory of my
Yeah.
Void Trace Rifle. You were saying something?
But yeah, so anyway, I did not have fun in Crucible, and it made me not want to play Destiny anymore. I was in a bad mood. And so then I went to go check out these new guns. I was like, okay, so how does this work? I infused into Origin Story to make it stronger because, I love that gun. Then I was going to go infuse some other stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, these resources things that I don't have now. And I
Yeah.
got super pissed, Cody. I was like, fuck this. I'm not going on resource runs. I'm not going to go gather this shit just so I can infuse my weapons. And then, like, 2 days later, I'll get higher weapons and have to infuse again. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not infusing weapons anymore. And actually, I'm probably just not going to play Destiny anymore. I was so mad. I was so mad,
Oh
Cody.
my
I
god.
get mad. I was like, I don't even know if I want to buy Forsaken, but of course I'm going to buy Forsaken. And I'm probably going to love Forsaken because they do the stories so well, and it's going to pull me in, and I'll be like, yes, this is why I love Destiny. But I feel like they should not have done this update a week before Forsaken. I feel like they should have just done it all together. You're giving lots of changes, but give me something that's going to make everybody happy. Give me that new content to make me happy.
As someone who it took them 5 hours to download the 35 gigabyte update, I'm very glad they did this one today. And next week I'll get like a 20 gigabyte download. That's not gonna take me 5 hours. My internet is garbage.
Dude, this
I
one
don't know. I
took
think it was
forever.
just nice that they gave us a tease of what's to come.
If you liked that tease. If you didn't like it, then it just turned you
Yeah.
off hardcore.
I mean, you can. The thing with is like they want you to use the stuff coming in year two. So like, in order to do that, they have to have a trade-off. Like, if you want to keep using year one guns, that's fine, but you're gonna have to go like work for it. So you're gonna have to like constantly be.
So will like infusion stuff work differently with the new guns?
It'll be the same.
Oh, so I'm still gonna have
But
to go gather those resources, is what you're saying.
maybe not as much resources. That was the thing. Like stuff
Okay.
you'll be getting.
Okay. To be
Also,
fair,
like,
let me clarify something. Let me clarify one thing. I was talking with Alejandro because I was pissed about this and I was trying not to
uh,
cloud his opinion. And he's like, well, I was just doing activities. Like, I opened a chest and I got 4 resources, and I did a public event and
exactly.
I got 4 resources. So I'm like, okay, well, that, I mean, makes it better. But
That's the thing. Is
still,
like
I'm like,
all the new guns are probably gonna be like use the resource from
yeah,
the reef, and you're gonna get so much of that fucking resource because
yeah.
like doing the Flashpoint on Mars, I think it's called Seraphite, is what it is.
Mm,
I got like almost a full stack of Seraphite in like
yeah.
an hour. I was like, oh, good God. Like, what? Um, but yeah, so
I just
in the end, it's gonna be worth it.
I think it's gonna
Don't
be
worry.
fine, but like I'm pissed right now. I'm like I'm upset about Crucible because like that was the one thing that I like to do, like for my weekly milestone. Like I would go do Crucible. I wouldn't do strikes. I wouldn't do like all the public event stuff. I'd get bored with that. I like doing Crucible, and now I'm like, well, I guess I'm just gonna go play Titanfall 2 when I want to do PvP, because
I mean,
this sucks.
who knows? Maybe next week the bows come out and you're just a bow sniping master. You're sniping people from across the map with the bow.
It's not, I mean, aiming doesn't improve because of a gun. If my aiming is bad, it's gonna stay bad. So I'm gonna keep
Same.
hitting those
You're
body shots while people are hitting me in the head, is what's gonna happen.
you're at like a 3 on the hype level, and I'm at like a
I
10, and we
know.
need to be at least at like an 8 together.
Well, then they should have released the story for Forsaken when they gave me all this other stuff. That's all I'm saying. They could have solved this problem if I had a story that when I'm watch that cinematic, I'm gonna get choked up, I might cry, and then I'm gonna be super excited to play the
You're
story.
definitely
So
gonna
I
cry.
haven't watched it. I don't want to. I'm gonna be surprised.
Uh,
But yeah, I'm just like, ugh, I don't know.
there is
Alejandro,
some
I
like
asked him, I was like, how did you like that Crucible? Did you notice anything different? He's like, I didn't notice anything different. I'm like, what the fuck? He must be really good at Crucible.
maybe you're just
Maybe I'm just real
thinking
bad.
too much about it. Just play as you normally would.
I did, and I hated it, and I was like, this is not fun. I don't want to play this anymore.
Maybe you should become one with a shotgun.
Here's the thing, I tried my shotgun, okay? I get 2 bullets to start with. The first shot I miss, second shot I hit body shot. Then I'm like, well, let me try to switch a gun or do something. Dead.
You melee. It's the old shotgun melee.
My melee is gonna do jack shit when I miss my first shot and I hit a body shot on him.
It's definitely a two tap. You're two tapping those people. Same. If you shotgun them in the body, melee. Anyways, we're ending on some positivity. I'm super excited for next. All right, on to the next thing.
Oh, okay. Let's move on.
Hashtag for Cade.
Hey, hashtag what?
For Cade.
For Cade. Yeah. For
Bungie
Cade.
has some sick shirts at PAX West right
Mm-hmm.
now, and I really hope they go on the store because I will buy one. Also, little update: I ordered my Solstice of Heroes shirt, so Sam and I will be wearing matching shirts eventually. Even got the
I
little
mean, matching
arm thing.
Destiny shirts. We kind of got matching shirts right now. It's fine.
Yeah, kind of.
It's a new thing we're doing. We're just gonna match as often
All
as
time.
possible. So
You also happen to own a Golden Lovers T-shirt.
no, but I have a black shirt with yellow text that I believe says Gotham. What was the fictitious football team for the Gotham Rogues? Maybe
Yeah,
I
no,
believe
you lost me.
I believe I have that shirt that could maybe it could pass if we're just like from here. I think it'd be fine.
Okay.
We'll see about that. All
All right.
right. Do we want to talk about something else that may get us riled up even more? Not probably not even more.
I
Just
mean,
like
I'm not riled up.
not nearly as much as we've been riled up. Um, so we wanted to have a little discussion about betas. You got your private betas, you got your closed betas, you got your open betas. Cody, get us started on this topic. You brought this up for us.
Yes. So I've been noticing a trend lately about these private betas. Now, a closed beta I can understand because it's generally you don't want a lot of stuff leaking out about the game, but a private beta I feel is different. So
Well, the closed beta, generally anyone can still get into it. They just have to sign up ahead of time to get into
yes,
it. So it's open to anybody if you want to try to get in.
yes. A private beta lately has become the hey, pre-order the game and you get access to this private beta. And then there's the open beta slash kind of demo
Hmm. Yeah.
that a lot of games do.
The open beta, it's just there. Anyone can go download it while it's in its open period.
Yeah. So this kind of came to my attention a few weeks back. I was really excited to. They've been PlayStation and Call of Duty have been talking up this public beta that was going to happen for Black Ops 4, and it was coming up. like, man, I'm really excited for this. I really want to try it. And then like the day before the public beta was supposed to go live, they were like, this is a private beta now. And so you have to pre-order the game to get in. And I was like, what? What? No, what? Huh? And like Black Ops 4 is going to have a open beta soon, but like the fact that I would have to pre-order the game to get into a private beta is kind of starting to bother me. And like I've noticed this trend happening. Like Fallout 76 is not going to have an open beta at all. It's just a private beta. You have to pre-order the game.
As far as we know, it has not been
As far
announced
as we
yet.
know.
They're acting like the private beta is the only one that's going to happen.
All right, because I think the private beta is like a month before the game launches.
Yeah.
So, and then we have the Division 2, which sent me an email because I was like, hey, I want to know about the beta. They sent me an email and they're like, hey, the way you can get into the beta, pre-order the game. Now they may have an open beta as well. They seem like they would to test servers.
I'm almost positive that that's the one I just looked up. They're having an open beta, but if the private beta starts 2 days before, so you get more time with it. You get into it early. So
Was that Battlefield 5, what we just looked up?
that was Battlefield 5. Never mind. I don't know what the Division 2 was.
But as Sam was just saying, Battlefield 5 is having a open beta, but if you pre-order, you get 2 days early. So that's less of a private beta, but it's still...
If you're interested in that one, it's happening this week, depending on when you listen to this podcast. I believe the public open beta starts September 6th. So, check that out.
Okay. And so I've been noticing this increasing trend of like, hey, the only way you get to like, at least with Fallout 76 and possibly Division 2, like the only way you get to play our game is if you do this private beta thing. And I feel like that is reasonable to a point, but I also feel like it's bad because like Fallout 76 is the first Fallout game to ever be like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the first one that's gonna be like kind of almost massively multiplayer online. And so like, how do I know if I'm going to enjoy that if I can't get in there?
Yeah.
Now like back in the day, if I wanted to play a beta, I'd go to GameStop, I put $5 down, and like generally they would give me a code for the beta. But I've noticed they stopped doing that at some point, and I don't know if they've started up again. Like I could probably go put $5 down for Fallout 76 and give it a shot. But like I don't like this trend. Like I like an idea of like if you want people to get interested in the game, have an open beta.
Yeah.
Have a demo.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the Switch is perfect for this because the Switch has so many demos.
Yeah.
So like if you're on the fence about something, you can try the demo.
Exactly.
Like we played the demo for Toad Treasure Tracker. You found out you did not enjoy that game. I found out I really liked it because we got to play a demo / almost open beta.
Yeah, that Yoku's Island Express, that was a demo. I tried it. I was like, fuck yeah, I like this. Bought the full game.
Like, and like I understand where they're coming from. Like, you want the hardcore, so you can test servers and stuff, and like that's reasonable to an extent. Like, but like if we're trying, because in the video game industry, we're like they're always trying to get someone new to come in.
Yeah.
Like you want someone to buy the Fallout 76 Xbox One X, so they play Fallout 76 on it. But like, how do you get that person to buy that Xbox One X if they don't know if they'll like Fallout 76? Because you won't allow them to try an open beta. And we'll talk about the Division 2 later on in a little bit because they're also having other troubles.
Oh yeah.
But like, it bothers me to a point that you're sending me an email saying, hey, the only way right now for you to get into this beta is pre-order it. No. Like, no.
No.
Like, I'm okay with the Battlefield 5 scenario here.
Yeah.
Because it's an open beta, but if you pre-order, you get in a couple days early. That's fine.
That's fine.
And Black Ops 4 is going to have open betas soon. I just felt it was bad that they were publicizing this open beta and then they quickly switched it over to a private beta real quick.
That's
so you got people hyped up, and then they was like, "Oh no, you can only play if you pre-order." So I'm sure people pre-ordered to play that weekend. And like, Sam, what is your opinion on this? Like, does this bother you, or is it?
I would love for everything to have an open beta or demo, just so that you are putting it out there for people to let them see. Like, you're missing a marketing opportunity to not let people try out your game. It's like, if you believe in your game, that your game is fucking awesome, people are gonna love it, give them the opportunity to find that out. Don't expect people to take a chance, because like for a lot of people, $60 for a new game is quite a chance to take, and they're not going to take it if they just like think it might be cool. I mean, they're not going to pre-order it. They're going to wait for reviews, wait to see gameplay footage, you know, like that. But if you just make it available, I just think it would be so much. I think you would get more sales because people could see that they really like this game. Of course, you'll miss out on some people too, because they'll play it and be like, oh yeah, I don't need that game. That's fine. But I think the benefit outweighs it. I think it sucks when it's just a private. You have to pre-order to get into it. Because then it doesn't. I mean, I guess technically it's still a beta because like they're doing it to test stuff out, but it feels like it's just paying to get early access to it, which is not the same thing, which I'm okay with. I mean, I'm okay with paying to get early access to something. Like right now, if I could pay like $10 extra and get Spider-Man a week early, I think I'd do it. Because like, I'd like to be playing Spider-Man on Labor Day when I'm home doing nothing. I'm like, why didn't they release that a week earlier? That just blows my mind. But you know, like I'm okay with that, which actually, well, I guess that kind of leads into the second topic, but private betas are just like, I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do, but I think it sucks. So.
And like, I feel like the ideas of betas have changed over time because like, I remember playing Halo Reach and being in the beta. And the entire idea was they wanted our feedback about how the game felt. And over time, it's just become like, hey, you get to try the game early. This is to test servers, pretty much. Like, hey, like, can like our stuff handle it? And like, there's been many cases where betas go bad because like the first day, like the servers were not ready for all the people that are coming in. So like you have to, and like that's good. Like that's a way to prevent like day one launches and like stuff failing. But I just don't like this move of let's lock stuff behind a paywall. Because like if someone really loves Fallout 76 and they got into the open beta, like they like the idea of it, and they get into the open beta of Fallout 76, that could be coming, we don't know. And they realize like, oh, you know, this isn't for me. Like this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. That's consumer friendly, maybe not company friendly, but like I don't know. And so like I hope this trend doesn't keep going. Like I know Anthem has announced like, hey, there's gonna be open betas. But like if you pre-order so and so edition of the game, like if you pre-order the game in general, like hey, you'll get like a couple extra like private ones. So like I'll probably pre-order that game because I am super excited for Anthem. And I think as long as you're upfront and being like, hey, like we're gonna have some open ones, but there's gonna be some private ones that you pre-order, just letting you know now. I think that's a good technique. But like meanwhile, in the case of like Division 2 and Fallout 76, we're like, could there be an open one? Who knows? But right now it's like private, and like the Fallout 76 one especially bothers me because it's called beta, and like Homeboy was like, it's the break it early thing. The best way to break it early is to have that sucker
let everybody
open,
in.
so everyone can come in who wants to play it. So yeah, like I'm not enjoying this like trend of the private betas, and like I closed betas are fine in my opinion. But yeah, I just hope we kind of move away from this and maybe we just move more towards a Battlefield 5 example of have it open. If you pre-order, you get a couple days early. So that's my stance on it.
Just a heads up for people also, Trials Rising is having a closed beta. I think it's like September 13th through 16th. I could be off, but go to Ubisoft now and register for that bad boy, because if you can get in, that's going to be fun. So let's skip a topic and move on to this Division topic because it's applicable. So Mike posted this article in our Discord. Basically, the Division 2, they had said previously that all of their DLC was going to be free, which everyone was like, fuck yeah, that's going to be great. But now they're saying it's still free, but if you pay for this season pass thing, or deluxe edition, I don't know what it is, pay something, you will get all of the DLC content a week early. And you will also get a bigger stash. Which I was confused about that because I'm like, why do I care how big my mustache is? I'm going to be playing a lady. So, um, just kidding, just kidding. So that's your inventory slots, which they haven't said how many the normal inventory slots are going to be, and they haven't said how many the bigger stash of inventory slots is going to be. It's just you'll get more. Um, but yeah, so like Mike was like kind of annoyed at the principle of this. Like they're just like trying to get as much money out of people as possible with these things now. But this one, like I said, like I don't really care about this. I'm like, hey man, I'm getting it for free. I don't have to get it a week early. If someone wants to pay for early access, that's cool. If there was something that I really wanted, like that Spider-Man game a week early, I'd pay for that. So I think that's fine. I mean, these companies, if we want them to keep making stuff outside of the base game, I mean they have to pay the bills. So
Mhm.
it seems like a fair solution to let it go early for people who want to pay for it. The rest of us get the benefit. What do you think, Cody?
Yeah, like I don't think this is for someone who's like got a casual interest in Division. Like
Yeah.
this is a diehard person who played Division 1 and like loves a Division game. Like that's who is going to buy one of these pre-orders that gets them the content early. I think the issue is that we've a lot of people have become like anti-company, like with the debacle of Battlefront 2 and EA, and like all the things EA has done wrong over the like last year, the loot box scandal. We've become very anti-company when it comes to video games. Like we think we're being like mugged of our money, and I don't think that's true. Like they came out and they're like, "Hey, first year content is free."
Wait, is it just
That's a
the
lot of
first year?
just the first year content.
Oh, okay.
After that, I think they'll
Oh, okay.
start making you pay for stuff. They'll
Oh,
do
okay.
like how Destiny's doing for Sega right now. They'll be like, "Hey, pay $40, get the rest of this content."
Okay.
But the first year content for Division 2 is free.
Okay.
Um, that's a lot of money that they are putting
Yeah.
into designers, audio designers, uh, playtesters, just to give it all out for free. Like so, like I do expect like Division 2 is probably going to have some microtransactions. They're going to push these pre-order things because they have to make up their money
Hmm.
somewhere, and that's not bad. That's what a company should be doing. I get that it looks bad on paper. Now the issue is like I will take like we'll talk about it like let's say your starting stash is 100 and they give you a bunch of nonsense items that fill up the stash and you can't delete. And the only way to get a increased stash is pay 5.99. That's how you get an increased stash. Or hey, if you did the pre-order, you get 100 extra stash slots. I will take an issue there. Like
Yeah.
that is you are rigging the system by not having me be able to delete things to make me pay extra money. That is an issue that we need to watch out for. I think people are just taking it a little too extreme right now. They're like, "Oh no, this is the worst."
Yeah, and
Um,
I don't believe that's the issue on this one because like people from Ubisoft were saying like you'll have enough inventory slots to get by. It'll
okay,
be fine. These are just extra ones if
yeah,
you want to collect everything and never get rid of stuff is basically
yeah, and
what they said. So I mean
like we said at the beginning,
they're not hindering the game.
yeah, like we said at the beginning, like this is for either A, super hardcore people, or
Mhm.
people who just want to like be able to have content early. Like
Yeah.
that's what these are for. Like if this is not for you, I don't really understand why it's bothering you that much. No offense to like Mike or anybody. Um, but I do think we've become very anti-company in the video game world.
But I think also the argument that can be made by some people is just build the game fully and put all your stuff in there from the get go, and then you don't have to mess with DLC and getting stuff afterwards. Just build a full game, period, and let it be done. Which, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
great,
that
but
opens
like,
a door for like what constitutes a full game.
yeah.
Like, could we say the Destiny 2 at launch, was that a full game? Like, was that $60 worth? Some would say yeah, some would say
Mhm.
no. Like, it
Yeah.
becomes a person by person case at
Yeah.
that point. Um, and then some people would be like, well, had we include if we did Destiny 2 with up to Warmind, that's a full game. That's what I would have paid $60 for. That's the issue. Is it becomes a case by case
Hmm.
thing. Um, and like the truth of the matter is like video games should be costing a lot more. Like at this
Mm.
point, like we've been riding this $60 video game thing for a while. Like video games should probably be in the $80 range at this point.
In
We're
Australia,
very
they
lucky.
are,
In
or
Australia,
more,
there are. They should
or
be
more.
$100 in Australia.
They probably are.
Um, Good point.
They're super expensive in Australia.
Yeah. So we've been riding this like, hey, video games are this price and like they don't change. Like if you change, you are a crazy person. Um, and so like I think that's the issue is like these designers have to make a game and realize like, hey, we're funding thousands upon thousands of dollars into a game and like we can only charge $60 for it.
Yep.
And so based on goodwill, we're going to give you guys the first year of content for free and spend more thousands of dollars. Um, and like the Division 2 could come out and feel like a full game, like in it for that
Yeah.
$60. And like all that content they keep adding, is just gonna be more stuff to play. It keeps you coming back. Like that's the other thing is now we're moving into a world where these living games
Mm-hmm.
are more constant, like Destiny 2, Division 2, Anthem, Fortnite. Like these games constantly have to have content updates. And like when you have a game like Fortnite, which is making 300 million a month
Yeah.
in skin sales, so they're like, hey, let's just keep putting stuff out. Like it's a model that's hard to see failing at this point. So like if you make a living game and give content for it, people come for the content if the game's good.
Yeah, and it's one of those things.
So
So even if you say you have a full game and you play it through and you're done, you're like, that was great, but I'd like to play some more, but that's all there is to the game. Then you have to like wait for a
exactly.
sequel to come out, or you can have these DLCs that come out. So like Spider-Man just announced 3 DLCs that are be coming out later this year, which I saw that I was
Yeah.
like, oh God, I don't want any DLCs. I think I'm just going to be good with the main game. It's going to be fine. But, I might get in there and freaking love Spider-Man and be like, okay, I need more now. And then be gung-ho about getting like the season pass for Spider-Man or something. But it's just like, it's just a way to let you have something you like for a longer amount of time. Just keep going with it.
And we should say, like, there are cases where DLC is a bad thing, where, like, it's very clear. Like, in some of the previous Call of Duty games, it is very clear that they cut maps on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually been, like, founded that, like, if you get a base Call of Duty game, you can go into the code on the CD, and you can find all the DLC maps already on the disc, and they are charging you for it. Those are bad cases of DLC.
Yeah.
But, like, let's take Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
That game came out almost like 6-ish months later, 5-ish. They came out with a story DLC.
Mm-hmm.
People played it, they loved it.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, I'm sure, is gonna be a similar way. They're gonna like release it. When's the first DLC come out? October?
Probably. Yeah, I think it's every month, October, November, December.
Okay, so
I
like
think.
you have a month to like beat the game, and like maybe you're like just like starting to not like you're like, oh, I don't really need to play Spider-Man anymore, and then boom, a DLC drops, and
Yeah.
like, and it seems like they're working really hard on the DLC. So like, I think like as I said, I think we've become just it's ingrained in us to be cautious
Mm.
of companies and if they're doing these kind of shady things. And to an extent, I could see how the Division 2 thing is shady because, well, at least I couldn't see it until they came out and they're like, hey, like, you guys are good on stash, like, don't worry about it. I do think just have, like, because I think there's 4 things that there's the base Division 2, there's, like, the deluxe, there's ultra deluxe, super deluxe. So, like, have, like, at max 3, maybe at max 2. 4 to 5 different versions of your game is going a little overboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make sure like I think there's like Call of Duty like 2 years ago had like 5 different versions, and I was just like, no, like we don't need this, guys. Like, come on. Um, it's okay to be anti-company because like
Yeah.
we all been burned by a company in the past. Like Battlefront 2 was what definitely it should not have been. Like it, and it was a good thing they got to fixing it before release, or else that would have been a dumpster fire. Um, but I think like just take a step back. Like not everything is the end of the world when it comes to a company. Like Ubisoft is not trying to mug you. They're just trying to like give you the option to get content a week early. That's all I'm saying, guys.
Yeah, and I mean, there's so many options out there. Like, you okay there? Drop
I dropped
something?
my pen.
Okay. I was trying to drop the mic, but it was just a pin, so it wasn't as effective.
You can leave comments calling me a corporate shill on our YouTube channel because I just defended companies.
No, it's fine. So, like, play your game. Maybe that's all you want to play. Play some DLC if you want. That's fine. Hey, if you're getting it for free, if you want to pay and get early, that's great. If like all of this is just too much for you, you don't even want to deal with it. All these new games, it's just like what's going on? Paying money for new games, $60, that's a lot. Let me tell you what you can do because there's a great option out there. It's called Frick, I forgot what it's called. Is it Xbox All Access? Is that what it's
Yes.
called? So there's this new
Yes.
program, which I think is fantastic. Okay, Microsoft will now give you like a lease to own an Xbox One S or an Xbox One X, and you get Xbox Live Gold and you get Game Pass for about $35 a month, which is fantastic. And it's a 2 year commitment. And then at the end of those 2 years, you own your Xbox. So this just like, it makes so much sense to me, Cody. Like, this is a fantastic idea. Why haven't people done this before? Probably because, like, it hasn't been necessary before. Like, PlayStation hasn't done it because there aren't, like, PlayStation stores or like Sony stores just out and about the same way that there are Microsoft stores now, which is like
Yeah.
where I guess you have to go to do this. I don't know if you can't do it online. Um, but it just seems like a really great deal. Like you don't have the money, you don't want to make the investment to buy a full console. Uh, $35 a month is I don't know. Maybe I'm like too privileged, but I'm like that doesn't seem like very much, you know? It seems like a really good deal. I mean, you'd be paying about $15 a month anyway for Xbox Live Gold, and the Game Pass. So like, it's only like $20 more to like just rent an Xbox until you own it. And it's just like a way to bring so many more people to the platform, which Microsoft, they're just trying their hardest. Like in this console race, they are doing pretty much everything that they can, short of having like the best first party games out there. Because like Sony's got the corner on that market. They're not letting go of their best first party games. But like Microsoft is doing everything else right, and they're just doing such a good job of it. Cody, what are your thoughts?
I think this is a great thing. I like I kind of hope Sony takes the idea and maybe brings it for the PS5. That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a great thing. Like this gets video games in the hands of more people who probably couldn't afford it at first. It's hard to like with bills and with day-to-day life stuff. Like you never know when an emergency is gonna happen. It's hard to be like, well, I guess this month I can go without eating lunch for 3 days and buy a $500 Xbox. Now you can pay $35 a month
Yeah.
and like and you're paying like half the price of almost half the price of a brand new video game, and you're
Mhm.
getting an entire library of games on Game Pass. You're getting new games monthly through Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah.
And any game that has multiplayer, you get to play because you get
Yeah.
and then you're getting all the Xbox first party games, which Forza
Forza.
Horizon is coming out soon.
Hmm.
So like you're getting brand new games through this, and like I think Microsoft got a lot of shit, but like I think they have 100% righted the ship, and
Hmm.
like they're doing amazing work, and I think this is a very big step for a company. Um, I do agree. I don't think this would work for Sony 'cause Sony does not have physical stores here in the
Yeah.
U.S., but obviously Microsoft would. Um, I'm sure it's like a rent-a-center thing where like if
Yeah.
you're behind on your payments, they just come to your house and some guy repos it.
Oh, that's sad.
Uh, they throw your Doritos and Mountain Dew out the way, and they just rip your Xbox out the wall. Um, I guess I could see them doing it online, maybe have like a kill switch in it where like it won't turn on
Oh,
unless you
yeah.
bring it to a Microsoft store, and then the people at the Microsoft store obviously know like if it's the kill switch has been activated, you
Yeah.
haven't been making your payments, so they're
That
like, give
seems
us the money
that
or
seems
leave.
really high tech, but really cool
It
also. Like that's the
would be
future.
kind of cool. But yeah, I think this is a very great thing. I mean, that Xbox over there is technically like mine and my brother's, and so maybe like I'll be able to have my own Xbox One. through this program. Who
All
knows?
right, well, you need to
Um,
start playing that Xbox more, or else your brother's gonna
yeah,
take it back.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I think this is a great thing from Microsoft, and I hope they continue to pave the way with these like innovative ideas. I really do hope Sony steals this one. To be
Yeah.
honest, I wouldn't mind doing this for a PS5.
And I just like when I bought my Xbox a few months ago, like I was like, I just wanted an Xbox, and then like I bought it. I'm like, did I make a mistake? Should I have done this? I didn't need this, you know. I'm like,
I did the same thing with the Nintendo Switch.
yeah.
I was like, oh God, did I fuck up by doing this?
But like I've been proven wrong. Like this was a great investment. I play so many games on Game Pass, and it's just like it's fantastic. There's I mean, there is an into it because like, you know, there's only so many games there, but like I haven't gotten through all the ones that I want to play, and then they just keep adding more. Like Quantum Break is coming in September, which I've always wanted to play that, but I never wanted to make the investment to buy it. So now I get to play it there, and it's just like, man, good job Xbox, good job Microsoft. Like you're
Hell
doing a good thing. So I'm a proud Xbox owner. So all right, one other quick news story, I guess. Daisy, another zombie game, is now available on Game Preview. And I was reading the article about it. I was like, oh, that's cool, because I want to go try that out, because, you know, why not? It's not free. It's $39.99 on Game Preview. So I was apparently under the misconception that anything going into Game Preview was always free, because like all the stuff I've tried on it has been. But apparently not. Apparently you gotta pay for this one. So, update, I will not be playing DayZ because I have no interest in paying $40 to play this other zombie game. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to state that for the record. Cody.
Other small bit of info. Last week on the show, Sam and I both were like, yeah, Divinity Original Sin 2 comes out August 28th. Nope, not the case at all. I swore it was that day
I swore it
when
was
we
that
kept saying
day.
it. So, sorry about that, guys. Some misinformation on our parts.
Misinformation. I mean, take what we say with a grain of salt, because I mean, we do our best, but we don't do much fact checking before the show.
I mean, we do some fact checking. We make sure.
Sometimes you misstate stuff. Like I was talking about the Battlefield 5 beta when I thought I was talking about the Division one.
Yeah.
So, you know, but hey, it's, you know,
I mean,
we're
happens.
trying our best here, guys. We try to be honest. But just sometimes things happen. I don't know.
We didn't actually play D&D. We just lied about that.
I mean, that was completely fictitious, and we just like role played that. Like we didn't talk about it beforehand. We just went with it. So. All right. I think that's probably gonna do it for today's show. This morning's show. Depends on when you're listening to it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Thank you everyone who's tuned in. We would love to get a review on iTunes if you were so inclined. Or hey, just like tell a friend. Be like, hey, you like video game podcasts? I got one you could listen to. It's called Geek Heart Games. They're not completely truthful sometimes, but they're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If we've got some listener questions that we will try to get to in the future, and if you have any questions or comments you'd like to send us, you can send us an email at contact@geekheartgames.com. We're on Facebook and Twitter at Geek Heart Games. We've got our live streams over at twitch.tv/geekheartgames, and you'll have missed this by now, but just this past weekend we were doing a live stream of the Gambit test mode in Destiny 2. It's the new PvP but also PvE Crucible kind of, but it's its own unique thing, and it's coming with Forsaken.
Awesome.
But there's an early preview, so we streamed that. It's going to be great. Over on YouTube. Oh jeez. Oh my god, my talking is so bad today. I apologize, you guys. geekheartgames.com/YouTube is where all our videos are. We got lots of Resident Evil 5. I think we're getting close to the end. We're in like the next to last big chapter. So yeah, we've been having a lot of fun with that, shooting zombies. Be sure to check that out. Also, we've got the video versions of these podcasts, so you can see all of the funny faces we make. You can see every time I actually do air quotes. Cody just made a real ugly face. Don't make that face anymore, sweetie.
Wow. Fucking rude.
I'm sorry.
Podcast is canceled.
Oh dear. Oh dear. This is just, I feel so bad. I'm not doing a good job as host today. I'll try to do better the next time I host. I'm so sorry, you guys. If you'd like to buy a Geek Heart Games shirt, that's at geekheartgames.com/shirts. We really need to make some new shirt art. I keep saying that and then not doing it. We should work on it. It'll be fine. Oh jeez, I still can't talk. I am on Twitter at SKSUVAK Cody.
I'm at Convo Cody.
Yeah, thanks everyone for sticking with it. Hopefully I will learn how to speak better by the next episode. Or maybe I haven't been drinking. Maybe I should be drinking and that would improve things. I don't know. Anyway, Cody, take it away.
We're just two geeks who heart games. Do 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 do. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I do feel like you missed an opportunity where you could have said who heart betas, but that's fine. That's fine. I think the way you did it was lovely.
I was gonna try to make fun of your noises you were making when you were talking about Ryse and give like a but yeah.
We're just two geeks who heart.
Yeah, just sort of making like Power Ranger noises. Hiya! It's morphin' time.
I don't know.
That's what it reminded me of when you were making the noises. Like it was just like these are some like they had some guy go into a room and just make action noises for Power Rangers.
I should be an action noise maker for TV shows.
Do it.
Hey, whatever.
The fan was still on, so if there was a weird thing in the background, that's probably what it was.
I didn't hear it.
Sweet. But I mean, still tapping it off. Don't want to mess anything up.
Oh, poor your fan. It gets such a hard rap for being loud, but it's like never.
I need to dust it because there's dust everywhere all the time, and I feel like it's from the fan.
Yeah, I'm real bad about that. Like, my fans, they could use some dusting. There's a lot of stuff that could use some dusting in my house. I'm not big on it.
I feel like there's a sex joke there, and I don't want to make it. It's been a while, Cody.
It's been a while. Gotta dust that thing off.